Are you facing an issue with OData V4 where it says the entity does not have a key defined? You're not alone. This is a common problem that can be quite frustrating, but today we're going to unravel this mystery together. I totally understand how confusing it can be when you think you've set everything up correctly, only to be met with an error message. It's like preparing for a big presentation and then realizing your slides won't load. Trust me, I've been there. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently encountered an error stating the test entity does not have a key defined. They had already configured the key using code first entity context. Sound familiar? Let's find out what's going wrong. So what could be causing this issue? The error usually indicates that the OData service is not recognizing the key configuration. This can happen due to a few common pitfalls in your setup. Let's break it down. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the issue, but also how to fix it. Plus, I have a bonus tip that will help you avoid this problem in the future. To address the issue where the entity does not have a key defined, the user should first ensure that the key configuration is correctly set in the entity model. This is done in the onModel creating method of the DB context. Next, the user should confirm that the OData model is correctly configured to recognize the key. This involves ensuring that the OData convention model builder is set up properly. The user should also verify that the entity set name matches the entity type name. In this case, ensure that test entities is correctly defined in the OData model. Finally, if the issue persists, the user should check for any potential discrepancies in the database schema. The database should have a corresponding primary key defined for the test entity table. Fun fact, did you know that OData stands for Open Data Protocol? It's a powerful way to expose and consume data over the web, but it can be tricky to set up correctly. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution from another user suggests that if your class is named test entity and the ID field is entity ID, you might encounter this issue. They recommend changing the class name to entity or renaming the ID field to ID or test entity ID. This adjustment resolved the problem for them. For more solutions, you can check the link provided in the description. Here's a pro tip. Always double-check your entity configurations and routes when working with OData. A small oversight can lead to big headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resolve the key definition issue in OData V4. Remember, troubleshooting is part of the process. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.